Alright, welcome back to Plunderer Anime Review, episode number 3. Unlike last episode where I discussed 3 episodes, this one we're discussing only 2 because it's about 10:30. That's mainly the reason for it. These 2 are very much standalone episodes. The first episode is basically having Hina reunite with Licht after Vince's previous episode. They do mention a couple times. Let's put this way, meet a woman named Piano, who apparently is attempting to act like the Wright brothers, developing an airplane. And apparently in this country that they're in, it's illegal to fly. And I'm like, that's an absolute stupid thing to do. Why would you illegal the ability to fly? Why? Because it might fly away from your damn country? Heck, they even mentioned that researching flight is illegal. It's basically death sentence. Which, in my opinion, is a stupid law. So, after apparently many attempts, even briefly fighting the army over this, and then apparently it's revealed that she ran out of numbers. Apparently, this because it broke, it started with 10, then went down to 0. And pretty much in the way, like with that, she gets pulled into the abyss. I have read she does return in a later story arc, but don't worry, she's not dead. She gets pulled into the abyss. What the heck abyss is? I'm not going to do that here. I'm not going to reveal that until I get to the final episode. So don't worry about that. Episode 7 basically has it where it's kind of basically having like, well, you have some of the characters. You have Licht, Lyle, and Pill, along with Iron Jail. Meeting up with Licht, Hana, and Nana. When we meet up in the town, and of course they go out shopping, and of course they just by sheer coincidence run into Lyle, and then of course like the whole thing in the episode is like, oh, let's look up basically like it also in previous episode does the same thing too, where apparently Licht really wants to look at Hina's panties for some reason. And then all of a sudden, Leo comes out of nowhere. So, oh yeah, he didn't see anything too. And of course, he gets knocked out, tied up, and they have a cooking contest to figure out who gets licked. Yep, he's tied up, but he can't move. Well, he can move his arms, but he can't get out of the chair. It's a cooking contest. Of course, Lyle goes out and buys some ingredients. While in the case of Hina, she goes out and basically kills a boar and a bear. Makes the soup look absolutely gross. First, it looks really good, and of course, second one basically turns out is actually maybe Hina turns out to be really good, and well, they eat. Then Iron Joe shows up. Of course, they have their fight like they did back in episode 5, and of course, Nana tells them to knock it off because they basically wrecked the square, and they have a drinking party, and then like the very next day, they wake up, and apparently they wake up in near the water fountain that they were fighting last week before. Yeah, so they tried to follow where exactly. Like, of course, Licht's group basically goes to the right of this forked different city, while in the case of Iron Jail's his group goes to the left, and they go to a town, Linden, where apparently it's been destroyed. Basically, this sets the defense of our next episode. Yep. And of course, when United explains the city's been destroyed, what destroyed it, you'll find next episode. Now, I did make a decision when it comes to the series. Am I going to drop it? No. My decision is basically this, because I'm really keen to get back to watching Spaceship Gavin. So basically, here's what's going to happen with the series. As soon as I finish episode 10, I'm going to head back to Spaceship Gavin to watch 8 straight episodes. Just watch episodes 23, 30, just so I can finish up an arc related to one of the villains of the series and one of the characters. Come back to the series, work on the second story arc, which takes episodes 11 to 17, and then head back to Spaceship Gavin for 7 episodes, and then come back here to cap this series off, and then go back to Gavin to basically cap that off, and move on to Kamen Rider X. That's the plan right now. Probably won't take me too long. So it could appear like every other day. It could be either Plunderer, or it could be Spaceship Gavin. Who knows? I figured though, basically, now I'm thinking, am I getting impatient with the series? No, I have an itch to get back because I'm really enjoying, because I left off basically in my last video only doing 2 episodes, and I kind of do want to continue because I'm really interested in getting to the end of this one. Yep, so that's going to be pretty much it for this particular review. So next one's going to be 2 comic corners, and that will be it for this evening. Okay, next video. Bye.